Hello there and welcome to the FA Cup preview of Liverpool versus Everton. We are going to be at home at Anfield facing Everton in a Merseyside Derby in the FA Cup in a game that we could lose. And a few of you might be going, huh? What? What do you mean we could lose? Come on, let's be real. Let's be completely real here in what we're competing for. And also the time frame and the games that we've had recently over the last month, over the last 6 weeks, how hectic the schedule's been. And I know people will make the argument saying, got to go full strength, got to be full strength team, it's Everton. But, it don't care if it's the FA Cup, whatever, it's Everton, we've got to beat Everton, no matter what, full strength team. Why? No? How about no? I'm kind of I don't even have a question of it not being a full. I don't think it will be a full strength team, and I don't think it should be. You put a full strength team out in the FA Cup just to beat Everton because it's Everton, and let's be real, right? I don't know if I can get it up here, but I want to have a look and see where I can see. I know it's not a Premier League game, but I need to look and see where they are in the table, because Everton sit 11th in the Premier League. Right, okay, this is an FA Cup game, so that doesn't really matter. So we've already beaten them in the league 5-2. Cool, that's absolutely fantastic. Great performance, it was awesome. Everton in this game are most likely going to put out their strongest 11. They're sat 11th in the Premier League, level on points with 12th and 13th. So, they're not going to do anything in the Premier League this season. It would be miraculous for Carlo Ancelotti to have come in and get them into the competing spots, even for the Europa League. That's not going to happen. So they're going to go and put all of their eggs in. If they're going to win any silverware, they're going to put all their eggs in the FA Cup basket. Our eggs are spread over the Champions League, the Premier League, FA Cup if we can do it, but it's not a priority. And again, I know there's going to be people that turn around and say it's totally disrespectful for an institutional cup of English football. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. We've picked up enough silverware already this season that you can consider it a success, whatever happens. Trophies that clubs like Everton can't compete for. The Super Cup, the Club World Cup. What we've done so far this season, magnificent. Now, the fact that this is Everton, and my thing with us facing Everton is always, I want us to win. I do want us to win. I don't think we're going to sacrifice putting a starting 11 out there with the strongest 11 that we can put out right now. I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think it should happen. There's going to be some players in there that will have to play because we don't have the cover in those areas, like centre-back right now. Obviously, we've still got Lovren and Matip injured, so it's going to have to be Virgil van Dijk or Joe Gomez, or you're literally going to take a gamble on having like a Neco Williams, I think, or if he's a centre-back, or at least a full-back at least, whichever. Van den Berg, players like this. We saw what happened to some of these guys when they played against Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup. Aston Villa tore them apart. They really did. Our team played very well. The team of kids played exceptionally well, but they still got beat 5-0. I'm not saying, I think you will see a lot of rotation here, apart from maybe the centre-backs and a full-back. So maybe Robertson might get rotated out for this one and someone else will play there. It's difficult to predict who's going to play in these games. Is it going to be the likes of a Harvey Elliott? Is it going to be Ryan Brewster, who's reportedly going to be on his way to Swansea pretty soon, maybe even after this game against Everton? Who knows? It's really difficult to predict what's going to happen. But to turn around and be like, if it's not Salah, Mane, Firmino, every single big name player that we have and the regular first team strongest 11, to say if we're not going to do that, it's disrespectful by Liverpool. You got to look at the big picture. We are on most likely the biggest and best chance of winning the Premier League right now, the biggest run that we've been on since I've been alive. That's no joke. For me, this is the best run that we've been on and the best trajectory to win the Premier League that I've ever seen. So to risk injuring players or exhausting players for the FA Cup just because it's Everton, if it was any other team, no one would be bothered. No one would be bothered about us. All right, we'll rotate out. Yeah, rotate anywhere you like. Bring in some of the youngsters. Bring in like a Curtis Jones or Harvey Elliott. Other lads as well that I'm forgetting the names of right now. Bring in some of these lads. Maybe put with Shaqiri, Origi, Minamino should get his debut, and I hope he does. And then into midfield you'll have like Curtis Jones and maybe have Adam Lallana in there and maybe a Henderson or a Milner, depending on who's playing fullback, all that sort of business. Adrian in goal, which is perfectly fine. Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, maybe for the experience in the back line. No one would care if it was anyone else but Everton. But because it's Everton, people have got their knickers in a twist that we have to put out the strongest 11, and I strongly disagree. And that is just my opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. You are not wrong or right, and I am not wrong or right. I don't want us to put our strongest 11 at risk, which would then possibly put our Premier League, run at risk as well. That's my opinion. It's not wrong and it's not right either. It's just an opinion. You could have a different opinion to me. Totally fine. Not a problem with it whatsoever. That is your opinion. This is just me getting my opinion across, and I don't think we should be starting the strongest 11. A lot of those players that I named there, like a Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, these are players that realistically could come in and play. In and amongst maybe a bit of experience, like a Shaqiri, but apparently people saying that Shaqiri is injured, so we don't really know what's going on there either. Origi could come in. Minamino, we should be all excited to see Minamino come in and play. And now a lot of the attention and focus has been taken away from him, and almost put a bit of negativity on him, to be fair, as well, by the fact that people are wanting us to play the full strength starting 11 and stuff like that. I think I don't know what people's priorities are, but the FA Cup has never been. If you can even go back to, say, June, July, August, when I was making videos about what I wanted us to compete for, FA Cup was never one of them, and that doesn't change because we face Everton. We're at home. Everton have got probably the best chance they'll ever get to beat us at Anfield. Haven't done it since '99, as far as I can remember. 1999 was the last time they beat us at Anfield. Carlo Ancelotti's come in. It was his Napoli team that have beaten our strongest 11 this season, and he is a horrific manager to come up against. I mean horrific in the way that he just seems to know how to set up against us. I'm not saying he's got the same quality of player that he had at Napoli or even previous clubs that he's got or that he's managed, but since he's been at Everton, and even since Duncan Ferguson was took over there as well, they've been a danger. They've been a threat. Dominic Calvert-Lewin looks like a completely different player. Looks like he's got so much confidence, and he's got pace, physicality, height. He's got not too bad feet. Like they look like they're coming up good. They look like they're actually getting a tune together, being able to create chances, but also defend, which has been a problem of theirs for a long time, and which saw them into the bottom half in the Premier League very early on in this season under Marco Silva. They made the right changes. Carlo Ancelotti is nothing short of a brilliant manager. He really is. Some people saying that he's going to soon become out of date. I don't think so. And I think it's actually a really clever acquisition by Everton to get Ancelotti in when everyone thought he was going to Arsenal before they got Arteta. It's a massive, massive confidence boost for them, and it looks like he's doing actually quite well for them. This is going to be the best chance for Everton to beat us at Anfield, or just to beat us in general. It really is. It's been a long time since they've actually done it, so this is going to be the best chance they get to do it. I still believe if we do have, say, if Shaqiri's injured or whatever, fair play, then he won't play, obviously, because he'd be injured. If he's available, and likes of Origi's available, Minamino, that we should all be excited to see him play his first game as a Liverpool player, that should be really good to see as well. The youngsters that we could get involved, Adrian in goal as well, it should be good enough to get a result. It's not like we're going to be putting the kids to the slaughter like we did in the Carabao Cup that we had to do. You know, we're not going to be putting out 16, 17, 18-year-olds across the board in a game like we will, like tomorrow. There will be experienced players in there, and that should hopefully help us maybe get the result over the line. But for me, it's not a priority competition. So whether we go and win this game or not, I believe that we can go and win the game. But do I think we will? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If I'm being honest, I actually think it could end up being a draw, and I don't know what happens after that. Is it a replay, or does it go to penalties, or whatever? I don't know. I can see it being, because it's at Anfield, that we would look to have the home field advantage, but again, I don't know who's going to be picked. I don't know who's going to be available. I don't predict it to be a strongest 11 sort of game, and I do feel that we will get tested by Everton, a revitalised Everton. If this was Marco Silva's Everton, I would be predicting a win. If this was Marco Silva's Everton, I'd be predicting a win all day long, regardless of who we picked. But it's not Marco Silva's Everton anymore. It's been Duncan Ferguson's, and it's now Carlo Ancelotti's. And I fully expect a really tough game. That's just how I feel about it. People have also got to get, maybe get to the realization as well that if when Jurgen Klopp is turning around saying he will do what he feels is right, you've also got to look at the possibility that he'll turn around and say, you know what, I'm not fielding Virgil van Dijk, I'm not fielding Joe Gomez, and he may just completely flip the script completely. We don't know what will happen in terms of lineup, which is quite exciting. Regardless, it doesn't make me nervous. If we go out there and put out a majority youth team, or we put out a mixture of youth and a mixture of experience, whichever, I will be more nervous if we go out and put out a full strength 11, not because of the result, but because of what could happen to the players. And I think that's what's getting lost, especially if anyone that ventures on Twitter, if you say you don't want the starters 11 to start against Everton, immediately you're going to get people give you abuse. That's how Twitter works. That's just how people on there live. I disagree with it. People don't seem to understand what I mean when I say it's the injuries. Like, imagine if we lose, like, say, a Virgil van Dijk to injury. What do we do? Literally, what do we do? Or you lose Joe Gomez to injury. Now we don't have a centre-back partner. What, we play Henderson there again? People may then turn around and say, oh, we should be buying in January then. That's never been Liverpool's thing. Because we know that we're going to get players back from injury pretty soon. This is why I'm saying it shouldn't necessarily be the strongest 11 that should be played tomorrow. Regardless of the fact that it's Everton. As I said, if it's any other team in the competition, apart from Everton, no one would care about squad rotation. And that's why I think we should rotate. I think we should stick to our guns and rotate the team as we see fit. That's just my opinion anyway. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. How do you see this game going down tomorrow? Do you care if we go through? Like, is your passion for beating Everton clouding your judgment a little bit? Let me know it in the comments below, if you please. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.